This looks nowhere near as cool as I thought it would look. I actually sort of look like I'm just going to cover it up now. I don't feel like a pimp at all. I look like a fucking low-budget Russian spy from a 70s Bond film. Anyway, you guys ever been to jail? I have. I was looking in this woman's window one night. You guys ever been to jail? You ever spent the night in the big house? Not like a bouncing castle, but prison. I have. I learned things there. I aged. They taught me how to be a baller on a budget. Now, a lot of people in jail are ballers, but that's because they literally sell drugs or shoot people for a living. So I'm not going to advocate that because I feel like that's not sustainable. I'm also incredibly uncomfortable in this code, so I'm going to try to make these tips as fast as they can be. Tip number 1, to ball on a budget. Because look, I love to flex, I love to ball out, I don't like wearing shirts, but I got to do this sustainably, right? Because I'm a responsible adult. So how do I maximize my ballingness whilst minimizing my downside / spending too much moneyness? I don't want to have to do the things again that I did to end up in prison. Tip 1 is create a guilt-free spending account. We're going to make a bank account that's like your spending account. And just put a bit of money away every week. I don't know, $50, $100 a week. Then anything you want to spend that's like irresponsible, spend out of that account. So it creates 2 things. 1, it creates a guilt-free habit where you don't feel guilty about spending money because you've already put that aside to spend. The second thing is it creates a barrier to you doing too much damage. So if you're going to go out in the town dressed like this, just get absolutely shit-faced with your mates, just take the debit card with the guilt-free spending account. Don't take your fucking offset account. That's mental. You end up spending $30,000 or something. Don't do that. Just take this. Then when you're running low on money, you go home, you wake up, the next day you're like coming down because you bought some MDMA off a stranger or something. You feel like shit. At least you know you haven't overspent. I guess you'd have to take the cash out to buy the MDMA because I don't know if you can like PayPal drugs. I don't think you can. Number 2 is pick your poison. That reminds me of why I went to jail. I remember my first day in jail. They came up to me and they said, pick your poison. And I was like, fuck, that's a bit stern for a bloody public nudity charge. But it turned out they meant like the gang I wanted to hang out with. And look, I didn't really suit any of the gangs. There wasn't an uncool gang. Everyone was real cool in prison. So you got to pick your poison. So if you have a hobby that you really love, you really, really love, you're really into, maybe it's faux fur coats, that's okay. But only have one thing that you enjoy spending money on. Because you can afford anything, but not everything. So if you love cars, maybe you love mid-2010s Mercedes-Benz AMGs, like I do, pick your poison and stick to that. Don't buy every supercar. If you fucking love Toyota Supras, that's your hobby. Stick to it and don't feel guilty about having a hobby you enjoy, but spend within reason. But if your hobbies are cocaine, sports cars, gold jewelry, expensive escorts, exotic fish, then that's too many things. You can't spend money on all of that. Just pick one thing that you allow yourself to kind of ball out on and be happy with that. You want to send that huge donation to Pokemane because you're a huge simp? Do it.
Hey Pokey, please step on me a woogle woo.
That's fine, but only Pokemane. Don't send huge donations to every single girl on Twitch, you fucking simp. The other thing is you need to economize your vices. So here's what you got to work on. You got to work on figuring out the most economical way to support your habit. Maybe like instead of buying cocaine, you smoke crack instead because it's way cheaper. But if you're not into that, you could do things like if you're into electronics, sell your old gear when you're sick of it, wait for Black Friday sales, spec down something slightly or buy it over time. Just because you're into a hobby doesn't mean you have to have the best of everything. Because sometimes the most expensive thing isn't actually the thing that suits you best. When I travel, just don't get me wrong, I fucking love flying business class. But sometimes I'll wait till the last second and put a sneaky little bit in on premium economy. Then I'm flying premium economy for $100 more instead of $1,000 more. Just keep an eye out for little hacks like that. All right, this is like my advanced budget baller tip. This involves using credit cards to get points. You gotta be like you gotta be like on death row, like a lifer to do this one. If you've got like your discipline down pat with cards, what you do is look for the best deal on frequent flyer cards. Now, I will literally suck a dick for frequent flyer points. I fucking love frequent flyer points. So what I do is I'm constantly combing the internet for good deals on frequent flyer points. Like maybe Amex has a deal where you get 300,000 points if you sign up. So I'll sign up, I'll put all my expenses on that card for 3 months, pay it off straight away to get those points. 300,000 points is like return business class to Europe. So the best way to supercharge your balliness cheaply is to look out for reward points. Now, this doesn't mean you get a fucking rewards card and just put all your shit on it and don't pay it off. Don't be irresponsible. You end up back in jail doing the unspeakable things I had to do in order to get to jail. Wait, I didn't want to be in jail. I want to be a free man. I want to know how to love. I want to know what it's like to taste the sky, see the air, not have to hide at shower time. I'm small. I'm easily overpowered. I'm only like 70 kilos. I can't hold my own very well. Speaking about holding my own, the big boss in the big house said if I don't get some more YouTube subscribers, they're going to shank me in the shower tonight. So, subscribe, please. I don't want Big Bird and the big boss in the big house coming after me to shank me. Thank you.
I wanna know what